Hey everyone, welcome back to the Movie Vault. My name is Rob. It's good to see you guys back on the channel, back with another episode here of the Watchlist. So before we get into this, if you are new to the channel or you haven't, you've just kind of came across the channel, if you're interested in 4K, Blu-ray, DVD reviews, Laserdisc, VHS, vinyl, Funko Pops, all that sort of cool stuff, please consider subscribing to the channel and don't forget to hit that little bell so as you get notified every time I post a new video. Now if you're unfamiliar with the watch list, it's basically where every couple of weeks I just kind of sit down and I tell you guys the movies I have watched over the last 2-3 weeks since the last episode of the watch list, and what I thought of them, and just if there's any recommendations. I think I've said in a couple of these watch list videos before, and we all love the haul videos and the pickups and what did we buy, the end of month videos. I really like making those and kind of sharing with you guys what I picked up throughout the month and what I like to see what you guys picked up. But sometimes we don't always talk about what we've watched, what we kind of, we buy an awful lot of stuff, as you can see behind me. And then we never talk about what we watch, so that's kind of the idea behind the watch list. So let's get into this episode today. So the first one up since the last episode of the watch list, first one I watched up here is Whiplash. This is the Blu-ray, fantastic stuff. This was just announced recently that it's going to 4K, so I'll be really excited to see that on 4K because this is a fantastic movie. Really nice transfer. You have that 5.1 DTS HD Master Audio track in there. Sounds fantastic. Great cast in this. If you're unfamiliar, Miles Teller and J.K. Simmons. So Miles Teller is a drummer and trying to get into like a music college, and he gets in, and the kind of I guess the professor or like a music conservatory kind of thing, and the professor or the teacher is kind of like a bully, and yeah, I'll kind of leave it at that because I don't want to give away too much. This is just nothing fancy about this release. There's the disc inside, and yeah, this is a great movie. If you haven't seen it, I do recommend checking this one out. Highly recommend. Really great one. I think it's Sony Pictures is the release on this one. Next one up here is, I'm just looking at my notes on these ones. Tombstone was the next one up. Fantastic stuff. Blu-ray. I picked this up a while back actually, and just hadn't watched it. Never saw it before. This was a first time watch for me. Nice transfer. There is some like out of focus shots that kind of pulled you out a moment, just a little bit. That's nothing to do with the transfer. It's just obviously how they were shot. But nice. What audio track do we have on this? DTS 5.1 again. Sounds good. Really cool western. Oh, what a fantastic cast in this. Kurt Russell, Val Kilmer's in there. Michael Biehn, Powers Boothe, Robert Burke, Dana Delaney, Sam Elliott, Stephen Lang. Bill Paxton's in there, Jason Priestley's in there, Michael Rooker is in there as well, Billy Zane, Charlton Heston. Fantastic stuff. I do highly recommend. Again, this is just a plain old, the disc is blue in there. Really cool. I don't have a lot of westerns here in the movie vault in the collection, and I try to grab one every now and again, but Tombstone is, I highly recommend this one. It's really cool movie. Do check it out. It's a good one. Next one up, I actually bought a good while back, Warner Archive. This is the remastered edition of Don't Make Waves, the Sharon Tate movie. So I may have mentioned here before on the channel, I am a big fan of Sharon Tate, and I do have most of her movies now, I believe. And I saw this years ago, and I kind of rewatched it like as a kind of a first time watch kind of thing. So I will mention this is the DVD, the Warner Archive. I think I had to pick this up through there's the disc inside. I had to pick it up through like eBay or Amazon or something, because unfortunately Warner Archive don't deliver to Ireland. They deliver to the States and maybe Canada, I think, and the UK. But Ireland's not in the UK. Ireland is Ireland, and we can't get stuff delivered here. So I really like the kind of old school poster artwork here on the front. It's really great. What can I tell you about this one? A typical 60s kind of sex comedy thing. I would say nothing out of the blue, nothing out of the ordinary about it. Sharon Tate has a small kind of role in there, and delighted to have it in the collection. One of Sharon's movies, directed by Alexander McKendrick. Tony Curtis is in here as well. You guys know Tony Curtis from some other stuff as well, like Some Like It Hot and those kind of things. Jamie Lee Curtis, is father, is Tony Curtis. Claudia Cardinale is in here as well. She's quite interesting in this one. There's a bunch of other people in here as well. I will say that it doesn't look like there's any kind of it says remastered edition for DVD, but it doesn't look like there's any kind of restoration done. There is some, the transfer is okay to DVD. It looks like there is some old stock footage used in this movie, and it's really in terrible condition. It's just doesn't look good at all, like scratches and dirt and stuff. That could have just been the condition of the stock footage, but that was the next one up, Don't Make Waves. If you're kind of looking for a fun kind of 60s movie for some afternoon or something, maybe 97 minutes, you know, you'll stick that on, you might enjoy it. As I said, I just like it because Sharon Tate's in it, that was why I kind of added that one to the collection. Next one up was a Criterion collection. I picked this up a good while ago and just kind of only got around to it again. This is another first time watch, the Asphalt Jungle, John Huston movie. I only picked this up because Marilyn Monroe has a small role in this, and again, I may have mentioned on the channel, I'm a big Marilyn Monroe fan, so trying to kind of add all her stuff into the collection. Really, really great stuff. There's a 2K digital restoration on this, looks fantastic. The original 1.37 to 1 aspect ratio, mono track, 1950. It's black and white, looks fantastic. I'm really enjoying the black and white movies I've been watching lately, just for a change from the color stuff. It's really interesting how they work with black and white. There's the disc inside, and there's a booklet. Really cool, kind of, you know, I mean, the back says Smog Choke City, somewhere in American Midwest. An aging criminal mastermind, newly released from prison, hatches a plan for $1 million jewel heist and draws a wealthy lawyer and cherry-picked trio of outlaws into his devised plan. That's kind of the brief plot of it. I mean, Marilyn literally has maybe 1 or 2 scenes in this, but again, like the Don't Make Waves of Sharon Tate, I'm glad to have it in the collection. And I didn't watch any of the bonus features. There's a whole list of bonus features here. Criterion do a fantastic job, as we know. I didn't get around to those, but that was the next one up, Asphalt Jungle. If you're into kind of the 50s stuff and the crime and noir stuff, maybe check that one out. That would be a good one to watch. So the next 3 up here I'm going to talk to you about are kind of streaming or TV stuff. I don't like overly watch a lot of that stuff, but I did want to mention these three things that I checked, documentaries actually I checked out. The first one, I want to say it's HBO, maybe in the States, I'm not too sure. It's on, we have Sky TV in the house, which if you're from the UK, you'll know what Sky, or you know, UK and Ireland, you'll know what Sky is. I believe it was on the Sky Arts or the Sky Documentaries channel. It's a documentary called The Go-Go's about the band The Go-Go's. If you're familiar with those from the early 80s, Belinda Carlisle was the singer, and they were kind of started off like a girl punk pop band, and the first band, all girl bands that all played their own instruments and wrote all their own songs to have a #1 album in the States. I believe it hasn't been broken. I'll stick in a picture of what the poster for the documentary, because do check it out. I highly recommend. It's really interesting, and it's cool to look back at that stuff. I'm a really big fan of music, and that, so that was the first one up that I watched. Speaking of music, next one up again, I kind of checked this out on like on the on-demand service I have here, so I'm not too sure. I believe it said at the start it was like a BBC kind of co-production, so maybe it was on BBC. If you are in the UK, you'll have the BBC player, but I believe I've seen it elsewhere before. It's called Mystify Michael Hutchence. It's basically the life story of Michael Hutchence, the lead singer of In Excess, who passed away in the kind of mid to late 90s. Really interesting. There was some stuff, kind of facts and stuff came out in this one that I didn't really know. So I recommend checking that out as well. There recently was a 4K In Excess, like Live in London or something came out that I might check out, maybe picking up in a couple of weeks. But that was another one that I checked out. Again on Sky here on demand, we watched a documentary called 16 Shots, basically about the police kind of shooting and killing a 17-year-old kid, and the cover-up and all that kind of followed. I love all those like Netflix murder things, you know, murder, disappearance, cover-up sort of things. So yeah, that was the next one I checked out. And then the last bunch of stuff that I watched, I said I'd leave all these till the end, because if you've watched the Watchlist before, I bought all 13 seasons of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and I'm making my way through them. So I've watched since the last episode of the Watchlist, I've watched season 7, season 8, season 9, season 10, and season 11. I'm currently on 12 at the moment, so I've only 12 and 13 left. Season 14 it didn't come out on DVD yet. I got them all on DVD. There was kind of a mixture, you know, the earlier seasons are only on DVD, not on Blu-ray, so I just went with the full DVD lineup of those. So that's kind of it, guys, for another episode of the watch list. Let me know in the comments down below. Have you watched any of these? What do you think? What have you been watching? And yeah, let me know if you like it. Don't forget to up in this corner there's links to social media. If you want to kind of see what I'm watching before another episode of the watch list, maybe in 2 or 3 weeks time, I kind of post quick kind of thoughts as I watch movies on my social media, on Twitter and Instagram. So do check out those if you want to kind of see what I'm watching, a more up-to-date list of what I'm watching. And yeah, if you haven't already, please give the video a thumbs up if you liked it, and if you haven't, do subscribe to the channel and consider hitting the bell to get notified every time I post a new video. The goal is to get to 1,500 subscribers by the end of the year. We're past 1,300 at the moment. I'm really delighted, and really thankful for everybody's support here on the channel. I really appreciate all the likes and the comments and the shares and stuff like that. So once again, thanks guys for watching, and I'll talk to you on the next video.